If you're watching this video, you're likely someone that has extremely ambitious goals when it comes to the real estate investing and wholesaling business. And I applaud you for that, number one. But there's something stopping you. Even though you so desperately want this success, there's something holding you back. Now you think it's procrastination, you think it's laziness, and you feel bad about yourself, and you just can't seem to figure out why it is that you struggle when other people just seem to have success easily without any struggle. And you think something's wrong with you. And I'm here to tell you that's not the case, because I'm going to share with you my story of how I had the same exact problem until I figured one thing out. And once you do this, not only will it eliminate the friction and all the pain and suffering you have going on in your head, but also it's going to catapult you to success so much faster than you ever thought possible. So I got started in real estate wholesaling for maybe the same reason you are wanting to do the business, because you need the money. I grew up in the island of Puerto Rico, dirt poor. In fact, I remember as a child going to the bathroom in an outhouse in the back of our house, where we had to wait a few minutes for the cockroaches to scurry away. And then right before I left Puerto Rico, we had just gotten indoor showers. I remember taking a bath where my mom, we had a big, the rain was being collected and into the roof and into a container, and then I would be bathing with water from a bucket. And so I did not live in the lavishness that you might think in Puerto Rico. And then I came here to the US, living on welfare and food stamps, and so money was like the primary thing that I wanted. I was desperate to make more money. And so I went down this path of trying to figure out what vehicle. Eventually I stumbled upon real estate, and I started to push and to try to get traction in the business. And yet there was a bit of friction. There was like an invisible wall that kept surrounding my ability to succeed in this business. And like you have probably felt, I felt bad about myself. I said, why are you doing this? You know you want to succeed. Why can't you get yourself to do the things you wanted to do? And I realized that for me, it wasn't that I was lazy. It was that I was misaligned with what my true talents and capabilities were and what I thought I needed to do. And this is really important for you, because I started to go down the path that to be a great real estate investor and a wholesaler, that I needed to do what everybody else was doing. I needed to be on the phone, talking to people, cold calling, driving for dollars, knocking on doors and everything else. And that was a very much a friction point for me. I hated doing that. Even when I got some traction in the business and had a couple deals under my belt, just the thought of getting on the phone with a property owner was just so painful. I hated every minute of it. And so what I ended up doing is I had created a system of marketing back then, which was direct mail. And I now have another system of marketing that we do, which is online lead generation. But back then was direct mail. And I had figured out this system that unknowingly really was in line with my true passion, with the way I like to work, and my capabilities. Because see, I am not, although you might see me here in video, I am not an extrovert. I don't like being on the phone. I don't like talking on the phone. And so if you're in sales, that's not a good thing. And I was good at marketing and systems and putting those things together. So what ended up happening is that very quickly I figured out that although I was doing deals, I realized that I don't want to talk to any other these property owners in my life ever again. So I ended up connecting with several friends of mine back then. And I said, hey, I've got this system of marketing that I put in place. And then I could funnel the leads to you. I know how to do the deals. And so I could explain to you and walk you through everything that needs to happen. But I want you to talk to these property owners. And then when you put a property in the contract, you bring it to me. I have the buyers, because the buyers were a different conversation than property owners. Property owners are people generally in a very low emotional state. They have a lot of problems in their life. They're very emotional. There's a lot of ups and downs in terms of their mood swings. Versus real estate investors, if you're talking with a cash buyer, that person tends to be more even. They're more, it's a more of a higher emotional state individual. And so I didn't mind dealing with them. I didn't like dealing with the property owners. So they dealt with the owners. They gave me the deal and I sold it. And we made a ton of money. And in the background, I had the machine running with all the marketing and everything else. And they were happy. Everybody was happy. So for me, Marketing was the leverage point. For you, it could be different. It could be that you really enjoy being on the phone with people and that you're trying to do the marketing and you're trying to learn this other side of the business, and it just creates so much friction for you because you're so frustrated about being in a computer, and you say to yourself, if only I can get on the phone and be on the phone all day, then I could be successful, but I got to do this other thing. And you're forcing yourself, and then you feel bad. You feel like, oh, I'm lazy. I'm such a lazy bum. I don't do what I need to do. But it's not that. It's just that it's not in your zone of genius. And that's what you have to do. Most people fail and don't do the things that are required in order to have success because the thing that they're trying to do drains them. It takes away from them. It takes so much time, energy, and effort for them just to even get into that mode of doing that thing, and they just can't do it. And they know that they could have success and it's so close, but they just can't do the thing. And then you feel bad about it. And it has nothing to do with you. It's not the thing you were made to do. It's not the thing that gives you the mojo. It's not the thing that gives you the vigor. It's not the thing that gives you the excitement to wake up every day and say, wow, this is exciting. For me, I wake up every day and I look at dealing with marketing campaigns and figuring out all that. And for me, that's exciting. If you tell me, Chico, you're going to spend 10 hours on the phone, with property owners, then I'd rather put my head in a toilet bowl. So if you're ambitious, but you feel that you're being lazy, it's fine. Just be lazy in the right way. The laziness is a sign that what you're trying to get done isn't really the thing for you. That you have to find another way. You have to find your path, if it's you and your personality, because in that way, your success will come without effort, and you'll make all the money you want, and you'll do it in the way that makes you filled with joy. That's my advice.